this behavior will not be tolerated anymore, Rod?
I hope so, but I kind of doubt it. I hope so because I think that we've had the mistreatment between men and women for too many decades now, really. And there's a lot of reason that goes into that. But I think that one problem is that, as old-fashioned as it sounds, as much as I got mocked in the past, I believe that men should treat women with respect, with honor, with dignity, and even in a protective sort of way. The opposite of preying on women, particularly men in power. However, as so many of the general moral rules of society have changed in the last many decades, I think that that becomes more difficult for people to sort of figure where to go and how to do it. I think that all of these examples, from the worst to the least sounding egregious, all cross a line that shouldn't be crossed. You know, I have never, Al Franken, I've never grabbed another woman's rear since I've been married to my wife for 37 years. It just, you don't act that way. A man should not act that way. However, to your point of, do I think it is going to change? There's an awful lot of human nature involved in this situation, and the only way it is if men really feel confined by the culture at large, that there's going to be repercussions if they do, and then maybe so.
We have seen so many careers just ended in the last couple of months, and so obviously there is so much to lose. You don't think that's going to have impact on behavior?
I think only short term. I think in the short term, yeah, as long as it's a big deal and it's in the news and you see these big names falling, you're going to see men in power who want to exert that power over women and take advantage of them. You're going to see them kind of hold back and wait and keep a low profile. But as soon as they think it's faded down, if there aren't these cultural constraints, if we don't say this is wrong behavior and there's serious consequences and make that a part of who we are as a people, then I think you'll see them go right back to that behavior again.
So you are seeing from both ends. There are women who unfortunately are trying to take advantage of what's going on nationally right now?
Of course, yes. There are women who are going to use that to their advantage. That, you know, there are plaintiff people that will, if you got in a car wreck, they're going to grab their neck and say, oh my gosh, I need to go to the hospital. These are the same people in your workforce that if I was your attorney and you, as an employer, I would say severance them, get rid of them, and have them sign something saying they'll never sue you, because those type of people will bring claims over anything, no matter what. They also learn how to play the FMLA game where they miss a lot of work. I mean, it's just a different type of person. Like you have the men who are the sexual harassing type of people. You have plaintiffs that are people, employees that are just going to work the system.
We see it. It is not a surprise to me at all, Alan, that so much of this is centered in Hollywood when you look at what comes out of Hollywood in the relationships between men and women, because it's a dishonest portrayal of a relationship between a man and a woman. Yeah. And how many times have we seen scenes over the year where the guy is pushing the woman up against the wall and she says, no, 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 and then she finally caves into him? Well, what do people take from that then? What do viewers take from that when, oh, she really did love him, she really did mean yes? Well, that came out of Hollywood.
And our guest joining us right now for final thoughts. And Rod, I think you wanted to respond to Susan.
Well, mostly, there's too much there, but mostly I would just say that there's a big, broader swirl of the culture going on here. And so certainly she's right that, you know, you need procedures in place and legal procedures in place. And I would think we have some of that. But one of the big takeaways that I think that we should have from this is that this is a good moment, I think. Whenever you can be revealing what's in the dark and letting the light shine on it that's been going on that's bad, and we see that, we have an opportunity to change things for the better. My concern is that what I heard from a friend the other day, who was a man who said that if it was a man and a woman and they were equal, the man's going to get the nod because he's afraid of what could happen with a woman. And then he told me about another guy who was thinking the same thing. So that's a problem too. So I think the MeToo movement needs to be very careful to not go too far with this, and to make sure that these are always credible, legitimate, and keeping it in tone, and a difference between a dirty joke and rape. It's a big difference. Matt Damon got in trouble for saying that there's a difference.
It is. There is a big difference.
I mean,